No direction needed. I'm telling you.
From the ground we rose, now the city knows. Lights on, hearts fall, can't be but a soul. Fast life, no lows, highs we chose. Now we can't let them know, let them know. We don't stop now, we don't fold. For a night, yeah, we don't go. Into the sky, let them know. We run the world, we run the show.
We're going to be playing with hard lights throughout the shoot. I don't think I've ever done a shoot only with hard lights, and I'm actually going to be doing that. Let me start off with the light in the back. So this is the Amaran 300C, and it's going through the projection attachment. And what that is doing is serving as a rim light. But I'm also thinking that if I add a bit of smoke, it's actually going to create a beam of light and add more interest to the shot. And for our main light, I'm using the Aputure 600C Pro 2, and that is going through a Fresnel, and that is creating this hard light that you see on her face. Beautiful. But I also turned that to the spot position. So with a Fresnel, you can either flood it or you can spot it. And I'm spotting it right now because I just want the light to focus on her face and I don't want it to hit the background. All right. Now for my next light, I'm using the Storm ATC and I'm battery powering that light. And what it's doing is just throwing a beam of light onto the lower part of the outfit. So if I turn it off, for example, this is what we get without the Storm ATC. And when I turn it back on, you can see that it just throws a beam of light specifically where the lower part of the outfit is, highlighting the corset and the detail in the skirt. Again, this is also a Fresnel, so you can either flood it, just like that, or you can spot it, and I spot it so that again it's not spilling all around, and then we just focus on that light exactly where we want it to be. All right, this is something I learned from Tosin Junaid, and yeah, I'm just trying to experiment and see what I also get with it. But what she's wearing, Eleanor is an amazing designer. In case you don't know, I'm going to leave her link down below. You can check some of her amazing outfits out. She's wearing a corset with a skirt, and then she just draped this golden fabric on there just to add a bit of color contrast to our rather cool greenish or dark background. All right, are you ready for the shoot?
Yep.
Awesome. All right, so first things first, we're going to start off with our edge light. If you follow the channel, you know that I always want to start with more or less my weakest light, and then I build off of that, okay? Now the advantage with this is we can add smoke or haze, and it's going to show up in the shot, but I want to start just with using that as an edge light, and then taking a couple of pictures before I add the smoke just to see what we get, all right? So currently my camera settings at 1/125 on the shutter, f3.2, and 320 on the ISO. I know this video is a little bit dark, but bear with me. It's because of the kind of lighting that we're going for. It has to be a little bit dark. So in the center, just move a little bit. Perfect. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Awesome. So with my settings, if I take a shot, this is what we get. You can see it's just a perfect silhouette. We're getting light on the side of her body and it's almost illuminating all the way down, and that just adds a bit of glow and separation between the hair and the backdrop, because if that light was off, all you see is a pitch black image. Let me start again with the Storm ATC actually before I add in our main lights so that it is very, very obvious. If I take a shot right now, you can see what the ATC is doing. It's just bringing the texture of the corset and the detail in the skirt out so that we can see. Again, you can see the light on her face, and that's because we have a dedicated light for that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on our main light, which is supposed to light up her face, and already you can see what it is doing. If I take a shot, oof, this is so good. Beautiful. Oh my god, Eleanor, this is amazing. I love it. I love the glow that we're getting on her shoulder. I love the glow, the edge lights. Everything just really, really stands out. And I just love everything in the frame, to be honest. Let me just take one more shot. Beautiful. I'm actually going to go even wider. Ooh, that's amazing. Love. Awesome. I just realized, I know I didn't mean to break your flow, but I just wanted to mention that I'm shooting with the Canon R1 and the 2470 RF. I'm beginning to love this camera a lot just because of the vertical grip, the long-lasting battery, and it's just an amazing camera overall. You need to tiptoe for this just so you're a little bit, yeah, and you're not centered again. So yeah, right there, perfect. Awesome. Okay, oh, that's amazing. Beautiful. I'm actually going to go even wider. Let me see what we can get. Oh, these shots are killer. Nice. Oh yeah, that's lovely. Yeah, just tune up a little because of how we position the light. Awesome. And then look a little bit perfect. Nice. I love that. All right, I do think we have a lot of amazing shots already, and I just want to play a little bit more with the smoke now, just to see what we get.
From the ground we rose, now the city knows. Lights on us, fall can't be but a soul. Fast life, no lows, highs we chose. Now we can't let them know, let them know. We don't stop now, we don't fold. Go all night, yeah, we don't go. Into the sky, let them know. We run the world, we run the show.
I'm actually using the Lens Go Smoke B smoke machine, and let's see what it does.
I'm just molding into my design.
Ooh, I added a lot of smoke. Like it's not even yet. Yep. Step a little to your right. Right there. Perfect. Ooh, I love the beam of light. I love the pose, the lighting on your face. Amazing. I'm also going to go lower. Ooh, that's it. I know, it's a corset. Amazing. Look towards the light a bit more. Step to your right a tiny bit more, but keep that same pose. Perfect. Maybe lift the knee even higher if you can. Perfect. Ooh. Love. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Oh, stunning. No direction needed. I'm telling you. Okay, let me see from a higher angle. Ooh, chin up into the camera. Let me see. Nice. And then like now you can look towards the light even. Perfect. Ooh, this is amazing. Got it.
In my own lane with no brakes. Married man, I don't date. Need one woman, a real one. Got one standing right in my rank. If I'm a sergeant and she a sergeant, we right side by side in that tank. Been through the battles, wars, still steady, strong.
Alright, so right now we're inside Capture One, and I'm just taking a glance at some of the images that we captured. So far, all the images that you've been seeing me insert in the video have all been straight out of camera shots. These are straight. If I reset right now, you see that nothing has been done to the image at all, right? So all the ones I was showing you were all straight out of camera shots, just like these ones. These are all straight out of the camera shots, right? All of these are straight out of the camera shot. But I just want to show you this is a completely fine image. If I just want to stick with a monochromatic theme, this is a completely fine image. But something I also learned is you can also play with contrast. So currently, all that we have going on for us, like the strongest contrast visible in the image, is the light. So you can see the beam of light behind her. is contrasting against a very dark background and also the darkness in her hair. And then now if you look at the outfit that she's wearing as well, we do have some golds and blacks which are also contrasting against each other. And then we have the little purple reddish tint in her skirt matching her lips, and that is also providing another level of contrast. But we can go further and play with color contrast. So I'm going to go with the AI brush over here so that anything I hover over, it will select that for me, right? So I'm just going to hover around here and select her sleeve. I'm just trying to select the top that she's wearing completely. Okay, so if I move it around, it would definitely select an area that is without her skin, and that is what I'm doing right now. I'm just making sure I'm selecting all of the yellow bits and pieces. In case you want to be able to see exactly what you've selected so far, you can just hit M on the keyboard and it will bring up the selections that you've made. In case you're also not able to pick sections easily, like for example right now you can see that it's selecting parts of her skin as well. What you can do is, let's just say I select this area, and now you can see that I selected hair as well. If you hit an option or alt, it becomes blue, and then the icon also changes from plus to minus, meaning that you can subtract from your selection. So in case I want to subtract this area, once I hit subtract and let go, you can see that it's been able to take that portion out of the image, right? So I'm just going to undo until I go back to where I was, and I'm just going to keep on adding all these yellow portions to my selections. And as you can see, it doesn't have to be super perfect. So now that we have the selection, if I enable and disable the mask, you can see that nothing is happening. That is because I've not assigned any task to that layer. So what I want to do actually is go into my color editor, and I know that this is in the yellow hue. So if I start moving the slider around, you can see that it's only affecting the top that she's wearing, right? I want to make sure that the yellow is really golden, and I'm going to go into orange and also do the same and increase the saturation. Maybe just darken it a little bit as well. Go back into the yellows and do the same, increase saturation, and then darken it ever so slightly. Yeah, so before and after, you can see already we're able to add a lot more contrast of color into the top that she's wearing, right? Let me go into the reds and see what I can do over there. It's not really affecting the image that much. I'm going to increase saturation a little bit more. All right, now that we have done this, we can also go and select our backdrop. So I'm going to click on backdrop selection, and hopefully it's able to do a decent job at selecting the background, right? And as you can see, when I hit M on the keyboard, it has perfectly cut out our subject. All right, now over here, what I can do is go into my white balance, and maybe I can take out some of the warmth in the image. And as you can see, the whole color cast that we had that was turning the image really warm is gone, and already you can see how she pops off the background just by moving it towards blue. I can also choose to add some greens or some purples. That flexibility is entirely up to you, but I know that yellow contrasts really well with green, so I'm just going to make that a little bit green, just like that. But I don't want it to be a uniform green throughout. So what I'll do as well is go into my color editor, and I'm going to go and target these greens. As you can see, I can darken it a little bit or increase the saturation, and I can also change the hue of that. And I just want a little bit of a blue tint in there, so somewhere like this is okay. I'll go into blues and play with the blues and see what happens. Yeah, as you can see, we're shifting this lower part into the blue tones, which I absolutely like. I'm also going to lighten that a bit and increase the saturation so that we don't have one uniform color happening in the back. I'm going to go into yellows and see if it changes anything. Also gonna add a bit of warmth in there, increase saturation. Go back into my greens, increase saturation of the greens, and then also just change the hue a little bit. All right, so with just making these little adjustments, you can see how she is separated even more from our backdrop, right? You can go back into the white balance, maybe take out a little bit of the greens, and then just cool it down some more. Right, so this is where we were when it was really warm, and now we're just playing a little bit with a blue tint. Right, so there's no right or wrong way to get this thing done. It's up to you and your creativity and what you feel like is working for you. Right, you can also select people, and I just want to target her skin tone. So in there you can see there's body skin, face skin, pupil, iris, all of that. What I want is, let me just take it out of her eyes and her eyebrows and her hair, and actually her lips as well. I just want the body skin and then the face skin, right? And what I'm going to do now is click on people, and it should select just her skin and avoid her eyes, right? So if I go and hit on M, you can see it's avoided her eyebrows, her eyes, her lips, and it selected her chest, her face, her hands, anywhere else that her skin tone was showing. What I want to do actually is just darken and saturate her skin tone a little bit more. So I'll go into my curves, and I'm just going to go into the Luma, and I can start by pulling down the contrast ever so slightly and increasing the highlights just a bit. And if I do it before and after with just this adjustment, you can see how it's darkening her skin tone, right? Again, I don't want this to be as obvious as it is right now, so I'm just going to reduce that. And I'll go back into my white balance. I can decide to warm up her skin or cool it down if I want. I'm just gonna cool it down just a little bit. I also go back into exposure and maybe just bring the exposure of her skin down and reduce the contrast, reduce the brightness, or actually increase the brightness, and then increase saturation. I'm also going to add a bit more magenta to her skin, and I will just dehaze her skin a little bit as well. All right, so before and after. Before, after. You can see that her skin tone looks richer. Everything just looks better this way, right? So I'm going to click on new layer, and I'm going to click on her skirt, and that should add a mask to that layer, selecting just her skirt. And I just want to increase the tint in there. This obviously is way too much, but I just want to increase the saturation a little bit, just like that. Increase the contrast, and also bring the exposure down slightly. All right, so this is her skirt before, and this is what it looks like after, right? I'm also going to go into high dynamic range, and I'm just going to darken the skirts some more, and I'll just come down to the image layer itself and also just make my blacks overall a little bit darker. All right. Yeah, so if we want to do a quick before and after, this is where we started from. Absolutely amazing. I actually still love this monochromatic feel that we have, but I just wanted to show you that you can still have options to play with in post, and you can shift your colors around till you get a pleasing image. Obviously this image works, but I feel like this just draws more attention to everything happening in the frame. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts about this video in the comments down below. If you enjoy tutorials like this, let me know. I do really want to come back. I always say this, I say this over and over again, but yeah, sometimes I get really occupied with client work, and anytime I have some free time, I'll just try and squeeze in a tutorial. But again, if you want me to just be consistent on YouTube, if you purchase any of my presets, my LUTs, or any of my digital products, it enables me to create more free time by taking less client work and then creating more of these videos. Help me out by purchasing something on my website, and it will go a long way to help me create more videos like this. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one, and peace out.